Morning, everybody. Grab a cup of coffee and a donut or three, and let's do some switching. Well, good morning, everybody. Wanted to hold off narrating this section until I could give you an update on some of the COVID stuff. First of all, let's tell you what we're doing. We finished switching ITT Grinnell, part 1. So now we are going to switch the Team Track and General Chemical spur. First thing I thought, I'd just pull the whole train up a little bit. Turns out later on I'm going to have to push it back a little bit to keep it off the Douglas Avenue, so maybe that wasn't the best move, but I did it. So while the train is pulling up through the crossover, give you an update. So one Japanese trainer is back in Japan. The other one has not received a negative test yet to go get on a plane. So as far as I know, he is still in Evansville. This is Friday, August 19th, I believe. So hopefully he'll be heading back pretty soon. But he hasn't really felt bad. Hasn't had a lot of bad symptoms. Trainer from Texas tested positive when he got back to Texas, has been off work. Trainer for Team MK hasn't really been too sick, but with a positive test can't go to work, so she's been home. And the trainer from Canada, very sick for a couple of days, gave it to his wife, but now he is back to work and they're recovering. So enough of that. So we have to pull the empty bulkhead flat from the Team Track and the tank car from the General Chemical spur. And I will switch the camera around here in a couple minutes so you can see more of what's going on. It's difficult to get the General Chemical because of the wires sort of block it a little bit. And if I zoom way in, then I can't, when I pull the train up, it goes out of view. So it's just difficult to film. But I'll move it here in a second. I continue to feel fine, and as far as I know, everyone else is fine. So I could have just placed the 2 cars I pulled onto the passing siding, but decided to just go ahead and pull through the crossover and put them back on the train. This is where I have to back the train back up from where I pulled it forward earlier so I don't block Douglas Avenue. I talked about in the last one how I was sort of struggling a little bit getting the Kato NW2 to operate smoothly. What I forgot was with the Atlas GP7, I used the 28 speed steps. Kato actually does much better at the 128. So when I switched it to 128, now I'm able to actually get it to operate a lot more smoothly than I did the other day. I'm just going to have to pay attention to that, because some locomotives do better at different settings. Alright, so I think the crew just decided to go ahead and leave the bulkhead flat car there because they got word that they're going to have to clear the main line anyhow in a few minutes for the Oak Hill train to come through. So they're sort of pressed on time. So the people on Douglas Avenue are just going to have to suffer for a few minutes. But this was very, very, very common in Chillicothe. So I'm going to spot the tank car. Actually, I pushed it too far a little bit. Since this car is a little bit shorter, I just went ahead and coupled to the covered hopper and pulled it up, and now we're loaded. We're aligned with the unloading pipes. Now we can drop off the bulkhead flat. You will probably notice in the next video that I have changed the sign on the US 50 Mini Mart. Never did really like it. We used to have a convenience store chain, Lawson's Dairy. There were 3 of them in Chillicothe, and so I made it into a Lawson's. Found some signs off the internet. Not a perfect match. So basically my story is that Lawson's took over the building that was already there, and they just haven't they changed the sign, but they haven't like repainted the awning and everything yet. Alright, so now we're going to go back and pick up the cars that are blocking Douglas Avenue. Fortunately, it's not a shift change at any of the local factories, so traffic hasn't backed up. So in order to clear the main for the Oak Hill train to come through, we're going to have to pull everything forward and then back onto the siding. And once again, we will block Douglas Avenue because the train is basically waiting on us now to come through, so we won't have it blocked for long. And we'll show that train in the first part of the next session. So as soon as we clear the crossover, clear the main, we'll end the video and we'll pick up in part 3 right here. So everybody have a good Saturday and stay safe.